Today we are at the TourTech West Rally in 2022 up in Plain, Washington, and I am getting ready to do a demo ride on a Ducati Multistrada. It's a bike I've never ridden before, and I've always kind of wanted to check them out. Me personally, I do not like the looks of them, but looks have very little to do with the ability of the bike, so that's what we're doing today. So the first thing I notice is aside from the unique looks, it's a little bit fatter bike. It looks like it has a setup for more of a road bike, so it would be more of like a touring bike. That's what I originally thought of the 900 Tiger Rally Pro last year too, though, so we're gonna see what this thing can do.
On the center console you'll see a little switch. You got to turn it the opposite direction than you think. That'll fire everything up, and then as long as it's in neutral and this guy's up, you can press that, hold it down until the bike starts up for you. We've set them already up in enduro mode, so you have ABS in the front, none in the back. It's a low power, so it's about 125 horses, and traction's on one, so it'll let you spin it a little bit if you want. Okay. It's got, if you're used to quick shift, it has quick shift. If you're not used to quick shift, basically no clutch up and down. Okay. Clutch is good just basically for first gear. After that you can just kind of concentrate on the ride. Okay.
Okay, I can flat foot it on the high seat. Here we go. Stand over. I'm leaning down. I'm not sure. It's similar to the Triumph, the 900 Rally Pro that I rode last year. We've got to set up an enduro mode. I'm not going to be switching systems. We are going off-road. I do like the seat. It is comfortable. Boy, you got to really turn your toe in to get that rear brake. No wind buffeting at all. This screen is doing a good job. I dig the seating position. I haven't used the clutch once for shifting since I left from a standstill, and it's just immediate, no problems. You get on the throttle a little bit, you don't have to let off the throttle, you just do it. You just hit the shifter and whap, it's in gear. Very nice. Smooth throttle response. Much better than the Africa Twin, the 2019. I'm going to reference that a lot because that's the one I have the most experience with. The seat is very comfortable. It's got, it's really narrow. That's how you're going to get your flat foot on this. I have a 32-inch inseam, and I cannot flat foot on my Twin. I can on this, but it's got a very comfortable road riding position. It feels like you're more sitting up than on the Tiger Rally Pro, the 900. So you're up in the elements and everything, but this windscreen's amazing. I'm getting zero wind buffeting. I have my visor open, plus the peak on my helmet. I'm not catching any air at all. I like the TFT display. It's very clear. It has kind of a matte covering on it, so you're not catching glare off light behind you. I don't like where the rear brake lever is. You got to really tuck your foot in to get to it. We are off-road now. It's going to be dusty, a little bit loose. There is the enduro setting has no ABS on the rear. It turns that off. You do get some traction control. I haven't felt it kick in yet. I'm going to try and not roost anybody behind me because it is dusty. Standover off-road is not bad. You feel the bike moving around. It wants to, I'm not sure if that's the bike or the tires. It feels like it's deflecting a little bit, but it's not bad. Ooh, it really wants to grab the side of even a shallow rut. I like that quick shifter a lot. I am starting to get used to this standover. It is not bad. I feel like I'm having to be a little bit bow-legged though to keep my feet on the pegs. Suspension is good. Going through potholes, it does dip. I will look up how much travel this thing is, and I'll put a graphic down below. Smooth though. I didn't feel a jarring sensation when I hit the lip of the pothole. We are riding definitely slower than last year on the Triumph ride. That's okay. Pothole, yeah, that's suspension is good. Smooth. We're just second gearing it. We're not doing anything crazy, which is okay, you know. I'm riding a $20,000 bike that is not mine for the first time. So that's all right. This is a good fire road bike. I like the more technical riding. I mean, going fast is fun and everything, but oftentimes when you're off-road, going fast isn't going to get you very far because you're in the tight and twisty and technical stuff, which is my first love, right? There's a loose little corner, handled it fine. Traction control is kicking in, but I don't really notice it. It's not intrusive at all. It just does what it needs to do to keep you doing what you want to do. For doing what we're doing today, I don't feel like you would need bar risers on this. At these speeds, the engine sounds tame. The exhaust note is pretty tame. It's not what you think a Ducati should sound like, which would come in handy if you're stealth camping, right? My only gripe so far about this bike is the placement of the rear brake pedal. Everything else is smooth. This is set up to be a tourer for sure. Oh, we got some rocks there. Suspension soaks them up. It does lug. That was second gear doing 10 miles an hour around a corner, and it did lug just fine. That's good. Didn't want to stall out. Kicks out when you want it to kick out. Cool. I like that. I like using my throttle hand and the rear tire to steer the bike off-road. It works a lot better than trying to manipulate the handlebars, because the bike is gonna stay upright and going forward as long as you don't micromanage the handlebars. So therefore, when you're off-road, you want to steer with your throttle. This bike will allow you to do that in enduro mode anyway. The suspension is soaking up smaller and not medium, but on the large side of smaller rocks and bumps while sitting down is not uncomfortable. This is I don't know if it would be a hardcore off-road bike, but it is definitely an explorer's bike. So if you're into, there we go, there we go, soaked them right up, no problem, nothing deflected. But yeah, like I was saying, it's probably not a hardcore off-road bike, but it definitely would be a moto explorer's bike, a moto camper's bike. If you're just looking to get out onto fire roads all day long and camp at the end of the day, it has more than enough capability to carry some luggage, more than enough capability to go on this type of off-road, I think. I do really like the seating position though. My knees are getting a little bit sore just because it's like a half sport bike thing, not fully upright. My torso is upright, but my legs are almost in like a half sport bike, half ADV position. So I could see my knees getting a little bit sore, only because I have a longer inseam. Shorter inseam people probably won't notice that. That was a good sized bump, no real jarring in the bars. That's good. It wants to jump, man. Man, even in third gear, you get on the throttle, its response is right now. It was wanting to lift the front wheel up out of that puddle hole. I feel like maybe they aired down the tires on this bike a little bit. I normally don't do that on the big heavy bikes, just because it's a big heavy bike, right? You do that, you're gonna end up getting rim strikes. But this is fitted with tubeless wheels and tires, so you can run lower air pressures without fear of screwing up your rims. Okay, loose gravel downhill, controllable, second gear, no problem. Just using the engine compression as a brake. Get right back up to speed with that quick shifter, no problem. Wow, there's a lot of people riding this backwards. These are supposed to be directional courses. Not unless maybe the Ducati folk are riding it backwards. That's entirely possible. That is a smart idea for the locals, setting up a motorcycle bike wash. Woo! That speed shifter is fun. You don't even need to let off the throttle, you just bang the gear and it goes. I really like this, that this windscreen is so short. I'm getting zero buffeting. Oh, I need a quick shifter on the twin. That's fun. I'm digging it. I hope this audio turns out and doesn't have a bunch of peaks and pops and everything like I'm blowing it out, peaking. This is cool. Check this out. Motorcycles only, motorcycle and foot traffic only on this bridge. That's pretty awesome. Long throw on the clutch to get to the friction point. I honestly haven't tried. I don't know if it has auto canceling signals or not. I just get so used to turning them off myself. The transition from seated to standing, not terrible. I've never liked the look of the Multistradas. It's just not my thing. I don't like. It's not the bike itself. It's just that front end. I just don't like the styling. It rides quite nice though. It really rides quite nice. I am impressed. Good job, Ducati. To be completely honest, the Ducati Multistrada is a bike that I did not want to like. I've never liked the looks of them. I always consider them just to be like a road tourer that you could dabble in the gravel and the dirt roads. And after this demo ride, I'm here to tell you I am pleasantly surprised. I would be happy with owning this bike. I still can't get around that front end, the looks of it, but I didn't like the looks of the Pan America either, and it's been growing on me. Thanks very much for tuning in. My name's Travis. Stay hairy.